It is a reflection on the quality of the class of 2019 that we have 4 speakers this evening. Our first student speaker is our class of 2019 valedictorian. Please welcome Sabrina Sai.
So for the convenience of the audience, everyone here, my speech is titled Class of 2019 Endgame. Good evening, faculty, administrators, family, friends, and most importantly, the class of 2019. Welcome to the end of waking up way too early to get unguaranteed parking in a lot that's way too small for the student population. Welcome to the end of wondering why school has to start specifically and exactly at 7:41 a.m. instead of around 8 a.m. or something like that. Welcome to the end of waiting and wishing for something greater to happen, because that something is happening to you right now. Welcome to the Endgame. There are many reasons behind the title of my speech. For one thing, Avengers Endgame was just released last month, and so I had to pay homage to the Russo brothers' cinematic masterpiece. But more fundamentally, outside of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the definition of endgame is the final stage of games such as chess or bridge when few pieces or cards remained. And as the game that we call high school comes to a close, I thought it would only be fitting to plug that into the title. But don't be fooled. There'll be a multitude of references to the movie throughout my speech. Try to catch the number of Avengers quotes I use, it'll be fun. So here's one. High school is a time when you really wish you had an infinity gauntlet of your own, especially at a place like Keppel. Not to snap people out of existence. For example, when you're taking yet another college board exam, AP, PSAT, SAT, whatever, at some point, you start to wish that you had the Mind Stone in order to access the thoughts of that really smart kid that's sitting 2 seats in front of you. And when you're getting down with your friends at senior luau, or you're screaming so loudly at a Keppel basketball game that you swear you're getting lightheaded, you start to contemplate how wonderful it would be to have the Time Stone, so you could pause time and savor the precious memories just a little bit longer. At times, sacrificing sleep to complete WAP note cards at 2 a.m., Mr. Gillette, or fix another tick mark in your physics notebook, feels almost as emotionally draining as throwing a loved one into the abyss on the planet Vormir. Almost, not quite. And it really would be nice to have the Power Stone in your possession to haul yourself up yet another flight of C-building stairs. Or the Reality Stone, to cast yourself into an alternate reality when you realize that you just waved hi at someone who is definitely not waving back at you. And when the summer of 2019 finally comes to an end, and it dawns upon you that your friends are going to be moving across the country to attend college, obtain jobs, or served in the armed forces, you'll start to yearn for the Space Stone, to close the distance between the people that you've grown to love. Some of us love this school 3,000. Others in the low 600 to 900 range, not that it's a competition or anything. We've expected a lot from this school, just as it has from us, and what we've demanded from it, it's demanded from us as well. No matter how much you try to deny it, amidst all of the groans about how much you hate this place and how grateful you are to finally be free, this school has given you something that you would have never been able to find anywhere else. For some of us, it's tenacity, an academic aggressiveness that will follow us into higher education, where we'll compete with some of the best and brightest minds across the country. For others, it's a desire to stay in the San Gabriel Valley and give back to the very community that's raised us over these past 4 years. But for all of us, it's the newfound knowledge about what it truly means to be a fighter, what it truly means to be an Aztec, and how that title will stay with us even long after we've left Keppel. It doesn't matter what colleges we go to or what jobs we're going to have one day. We will be the ones who decide what our futures will look like. And the truth is, I have a lot of hope for our class. Statistically speaking, and these are actual statistics from the Pew Research Center, so you can fact check me on that, Our generation, more than any other generation, feels positive about our futures. We are on track to become the most educated generation yet. We are the generation that acknowledges that increasing gender, racial, and ethnic diversity in the U.S. is a good thing for society. We are the generation that recognizes the merit behind electing more women and minorities into public office. We are the generation that knows that the Earth's warming temperatures are attributed with human activity, not natural patterns. And we are the generation that believes that science and technology will solve the problems of the future. We are socially aware, we are outspoken, and we are unbelievably passionate. So forget Thanos, we are inevitable. But at the end of the day, the question still remains why. Why did the Avengers continue to fight for the good of the universe over and over again? To reunite families? To get back a somewhat normal version of the planet if there ever was such a thing? But what about you? What drives you to fight for your own universe? I like to pride myself on being someone who knows exactly what to say, and yet I find difficulty with speaking words of love where they matter the most, with family. Because most of all, my family is the reason why I fight, and my family is my universe. And I know that I'm definitely not alone. All of you should take the time today to thank the people who have brought you to where you are. But if you'll bear with me for a moment here, I'd like to say thank you to my tagbabak, my dining name, Yiguma, Junku, Wanku, Gotu, and Auntie Miranda. I'm working hard every day to make sure that you continue to say that you are proud of the young woman that I have become. And to my not so little ones, since you'll probably all grow taller than me one day if you aren't already, Christine, Alex, Ethan, Thomas, Harrison, Emily, and Allie, I do what I do to make sure that you have someone to look up to. And although not related by blood, to Ryan and Karenna and Teresa, thank you for being my home away from home. To Mrs. Ng and Mr. Ng, who took me under their wings when I was a scrawny, temperamental 6th grader, thank you for giving me the tools that I needed to put my best self forward. And last but far from least, Mom and Dad, everything that I am and everything that I do is because of you. You are the air that I breathe and all of the beautiful things that I get to experience in life, and I am prouder of nothing in the world than being your daughter. As Tony Stark once said, part of the journey is the end. And this speech is titled Endgame, but I'll give you a spoiler. It's not the end. I mean, the MCU still has a bunch of movies coming out. They're not going to be gone anytime soon, and as a matter of fact, neither are we. Not with movies per se, but with a number of opportunities to laugh and cry and succeed and make our loved ones proud of the people that we've become. We are all the future, and the future looks incredibly, incredibly bright from where I'm standing here at this lectern. But if I tell you exactly what happens, it won't happen. I will tell you this though. Find what you fight for. Find what puts your planet in orbit and what makes your stars align and what compels you to get out of bed every day to do just a little bit of good in this world. Because once you find that one shot in what seems like 14 million gets a lot more possible. Once you find that, you've won. Most of us are going off into the unknown. Some of us are going somewhere we know. That doesn't mean we should know what to expect. Be careful. Look out for each other. To the class of 2019, it has been my greatest privilege to speak before you today as your valedictorian. Thank you for giving me the foremost enriching years of my life. I sincerely wish each and every one of you the best in anything and everything that you choose to do. Leaving high school today and going off into the real world is the fight of our lives. And we're going to win, whatever it takes. Good luck.
Thank you, Sabrina. Our next speaker is our senior class president,